And I want to talk to you about your process of your recruitment. US Soccer had to choose you, but you also had to choose us, Mauricio. Yeah, we're a World Cup host. That is no doubt intriguing. And from a unique footballing experience, there's probably nothing like it. Also a commercial one. But you were at the time being linked to large clubs in Europe like Manchester United. What initially made you interested in the idea of taking over the United States project? Because it is an unconventional out-of-the-box choice.
Yes, many things, but I think the principal is the potential that we observe, from outside on the player that we have. I think young, talented player, and the capacity that this country, when they, I think, propose to do something, always this country find a way to get. And I think it's an unbelievable challenge that that motivate us to come here. It's true that you said that we, USA men, national team choose us, but we choose also to come here with another option. And we really believe that we can do something good. We are so excited to be here. We're so happy. I think it's the culture. This country always creates amazing athletes, all the sport that you can see, always USA is the best in every single, area. Soccer, women are the best in the world. With Emma now, she's the best coach in the world.
It's true.
Or one of the best, because I don't want to be disrespectful with another. But I think...
And a season ticket holder at Tottenham Hotspur.
Yes, it's true. But we work together in Chelsea. But I think we need to match. We need to match the women team. And I think we can use like inspiration, to translate their mentality to our mentality, and believe that we can compete with Argentina, with England, with Spain. That is the most important thing. We cannot say, we cannot compete. No, we need to believe.
Yeah, I mean, we'll get to that mentality in those big moments. But I love that goal, trying to compete and move to where the women are. Because speaking to people at US Soccer, they said by the time they went to meet with you in Barcelona, you and Jesus Perez laid out your plans at that meeting for the first couple of months in charge, what you would do. What can you tell us? What are the most important steps of the work to come?
From the beginning is to make the people and the player and the staff, all the people around the USA men national team, to really believe and to feel confident and to build together the idea to arrive to the World Cup in our best condition. I think that is the most important. The most important now, of course, maybe you are not in a club that you have the player and to work every single day. But I think that not concern me or worry me, because I think players are so clever, so intelligent. They are in Europe working in a different big clubs. Also, we are going to pay attention in the MLS player, because for sure, and we know very well, because we have too many friends, two coaches that are in the MLS teams, is a talented player that they need also to the opportunity. We are going to pay attention in to identify the talent, and of course, the door are open for all the players that want to be, with us.
I want to talk about the steps in one moment, but I want to talk about first international football, because it is different to club football. Can you instill your detailed procedures, your processes, the mentality, the tactics, the ideas in just 2 to 3 trainings that you get at a time? An international team is fleeting. A club team, you get pre-season, you get every day on the training ground. How do you get your head around that lack of time?
I think it's one thing that is play for us. When you are involved in a team, it's completely different. All the players that you select, 23, in between 23 and 26, they all will be with us and will come with the hope and the energy and the happiness and to to try to demonstrate that they want to be, with us, and they will for sure try to convince me to call again, and you have the advantage of they will come focused with full energy, and of course convinced to do all that you ask. When that happens in a club is different, because the players that play in the starting 11, they're not in the bench, are not happy during the week. The players that maybe are not involved and create you need to approach in a different way. I think in the way that you work in the national team, and it's in always you have the advantage that the player came and focusing to work and to deliver the job and to perform. And that is in maybe you have 2-3 training sessions that is more effective than maybe 2 months, 3 months in a normal club, when you have the player every day. That I think is an advantage that we need to take. We need to be more, clinical. We need to work really hard. In the same time, we need to protect also, because we cannot kill the player, we mentally and physically, we need to be clever in the way that we are going to prepare the way to work. But I think always, with the input and to, the feedback of them, to be nearly on the limit for them to develop in the way that we are going to plan to play.
It's just the two of us talking here. How good are we? Because we dream so much. The World Cup 2022 was filled with joyful moments. The Copa America was filled with challenges. You look at game film. When you look at our Copa America performances, do you have a sense of the challenges that occurred there and how you're going to adapt them?
Yes, of course. We cannot judge the last few performance, because I think it was a special circumstance. And for me, the circumstances always are important, and we cannot take no real, impression of the performance of the team, because the circumstances after the Copa America were not easy for the player and for all the staff that working around, the national team, because it was in the process to select the new head coach, and it was long period. That is why I think it's important how we are going to judge the last few performance. Also, I think we arrive in a process that we are going to be using, all the job that our former, coaches and people that was working in the federation made a fantastic job, and we are in a level now that we can dream big, but also we need to recognize and give credit to the people that was working, before, because they made a fantastic job.